Hello friends and welcome back to the channel where Professor X is about to become my 4th rank 3 6-star champion. So I pulled Professor X a couple of weeks ago and pretty much immediately knew that he was going to go up to rank 3. He has incredible damage output, some key utility that I'm missing from my 6-star roster, and most importantly he is an absolute blast to play. So today I want to show 3 different fights where his utility really shines, and then we're going to finish off with a pretty cool solo of Red Hulk in a Labyrinth of Legends, just so you can see how much damage this guy can do in longer content. So timestamps will be available in the description if you'd like to jump around a bit, so let's go! So the first fight is against this Moon Knight in Act 6 with a Can't Touch This node, which gives him a 50% chance to evade any attack. In addition, this is 6.1, so the global node here is No Retreat, which we also have to play around. Now with Professor X, it's pretty easy to have a full counter to evade for basically the entire fight. Once your channeling charges go above 25, he cannot be evaded. Now in this fight, we can safely parry and heavy to get those charges up, but against like a limber or stun immune fight, what you can do is wait until your falter is ready and then get a lengthy heavy charge in to get your evade counter up there. You'll see here shortly that the fight is over before I lose my channeling charges, so once I do that initial set of heavies, I'm set for the remainder of the fight. Now if your Professor X is duped, he's going to build those charges automatically, so you can also just slow play the fight and then wait it out if you'd prefer. So I'm going to let each of these fights play out. Some are longer than others. If you want to skip forward, go for it. Either way, we'll see you at the next one. The second fight I want to showcase is against this Invisible Woman from Act 6.3.4. So similarly to Evade, once Professor X gets to 25 channeling charges, he also cannot miss. Now this particular Invisible Woman has a node called Forced Field, which makes her play extra defensively, and this is designed to increase the frequency of her invisibility triggers. With Professor X though, we don't really have to worry about it. As long as we can get a few heavies in while her invisibility is on cooldown, we can have a counter up to it for basically the majority of the fight. And similarly to the Moon Knight fight, if your Professor X is duped, he's going to automatically counter miss if you want to wait for his charges to develop on their own. Now this fight is a bit lengthier than the others because again she's playing very defensively, and I think I even do lose my prowess stacks at one point, but regardless we still finish with a gold bar of health, and it's pretty interesting to see a fight play out like this, like a lengthier fight with Professor X, so stick with it, and I'll see you at the next one. The last utility I want to showcase here is a bit more difficult to actually show, so you'll just kind of have to take my word for it. Professor X has complete immunity to all manner of reverse controls. So this is a fight in Act 6.3 against a node called Delirium, where your controls are reversed for the entire fight. You'll also see this node a bit in Map 7. And this is really just a normal fight for Professor X. So his immunity also works against Emma Frost, the Special Chaos Inversion node, and against the final phase of the Grandmaster fight in 6.4. You've probably heard me say that my favorite kinds of counters are the set it and forget it kind, and in that regard, Professor X is really now my go-to for any type of inverted control fights. Now this is a pretty quick fight, only about 30 hits, and we have one more fight that I want to showcase after this one, so stick around for the last one, because I think it's really good. See you there. The final fight I want to showcase today is a solo of Labyrinth Red Hulk. Now I'm using the Mr. Fantastic and Storm synergy, which I've talked about at length in another video, and then Captain America for a 20% passive prowess. Now in Labyrinth you do have the Limber node to worry about, so in the interest of time, I'm also using the White Mags pre-fight to get infinite parries. You can play around Limber with Professor X by just baiting out heavies and then countering them with your own heavy in order to build up your channeling charges. His block proficiency is pretty high, so that's going to help you out quite a bit. You can also heavy counter special attacks as well, and you'll see me do that quite frequently against Red Hulk here. So this fight ends up taking about 120 hits, which I think is pretty great for a health pool this size. If you run boosts, especially the mutant special and power boosts, you can easily do this fight in fewer than 100 hits. That's going to be it for today. I'm going to let the rest of this Red Hulk fight play out because the damage is very satisfying to see near the end. So far, I'm extremely pleased with my decision to rank this guy up. I can't wait to bring him into 7.2 whenever that comes out. I'm also strongly considering bringing him into my next Abyss path to take on Luke Cage, because Professor X can get easy intercepts by taking advantage of his falter mechanic. If you like this video, please let me know by hitting that like button. If you're not subscribed yet, I would greatly appreciate that as well. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again next time.